defense very well to run the show in Las Vegas. And from the 25, Stidham will begin with a Raider-like play, a shot downfield that was deflected but caught as Keenan Cole ends. Chris will get into it. Walker bounced around. Jaguars want him on the edge, rushing. First run, and it's Jacobs with a big opening. Josh Jacobs to the 17-yard line. First down from the 17-yard line. They'll check it down to Jacobs. They try to get to the outside, but cannot do it. Second and 10 for Stidham. Jacobs to the left. Got to have an arm tackle and gets 3 yards. Art. Lloyd's not playing tonight. He's the other first-round pick out of Utah. Third and 7, 5 in the pattern. Stidham inside, incomplete. Contact. Rock solid for the Raiders. Daniel Carlson's been outstanding. Most points scored in the league last couple of years. And his field goal from 32 yards.
Pocket, but you watch him, he can play.
The two top running backs are out. Snoop Connor, who is back for the kickoff, is the running back who gets it started. He gains 3 yards to the offense. Empty backfield on 2nd and 7. Luton is flushed and chased, and he will just get rid of it.
On the field here tonight, have to make that impression on these coaches, because this is probably as much as they're going to play all year.
3rd and 7, Raiders bring 4. And Luton throws sideline, incomplete. State is the punter. Darius Phillips back to get it. Pretty good kick. 57 yards and taken right to the... Second drive for Stidham. Starts at the 16. And with time, gets it incomplete. Pass was
He has a chance to make an impression.
He speaks the language for sure. Jacobs with a good run here as he's in for a second drive, and Josh Jacobs.
This offense is anybody on that coaching staff.
3rd and 1 is back to Jacobs and another hard run, and he gets the first down. It's interesting to see
brought over Brandon Bolden, so they could play the way the Patriots typically do, with a lot of guys in specific roles. But Jacobs may have another story to tell about that.
29, good throw by Stidham, will pick up another first down. Foster Moreau. Meantime, Trayvon Walker, the #1 overall pick, remains out there. And on 1st and 10, here's a run with Jacobs for about 1.5 yards.
But right now, their mission is to leave them in one spot on the edge and let them learn that and go to work.
On 2nd and 8, after Stidham gets it away quick, and Jacobs on the run into Jaguar territory to the 44.
On to just wear out that other guy. Now, this is one of their better offensive linemen.
Jacobs gets a break. Amir Abdullah, the veteran, is in there at running back, and Stidham looking good so far. We'll get it to Abdullah, who almost lost the ball, but he's got it at the 39.
Things, but there will be eyeballs on him all season long as that #1 pick.
Now he feels like he's in Athens. His old teammate Zamir White's the back, and there goes White, his first touch, and he gets it inside.
Put on out there.
25, it's White again with the toss to the left, and he'll pick up 4 yards, the 21-yard
tackle, moved into guard, but all of a sudden, for some reason, now talk about, well, okay, he's a starter, and let's go on and talk about some other positions. But he really has made an impression on this coaching staff.
2nd and 7 for Stidham, and he runs into Trayvon Walker. And the headline
in Jacksonville, we're good to go for this night.
#1 pick, not a bust. We're good, right?
Well,
3rd and 10. Stidham pressured again, and they get to him one more time. Carlson, who's got this kind of range as we saw over the last couple of years. High snap brought down very well by A.J. Cole. Field on their shoulders. Snoop Connor, the return here for the Jaguars. He'll bring it out to the 25-yard line. And Melissa standing.
And just talk about ball and their time and experience in their journey. And wow, I'm still taking it all in.
I'm sure you are. There is an epic photo of you.
And we're part of a community, and you just want to make sure that you do your part as a player. You're accountable to that guy, and you play hard for that guy and hope they do the same for you. But that picture really is special to me. Such a moment.
Your former coach, the 49ers, Steve Mariucci, said, to what do you attribute your success as a player?
You know, for me, it's really just being open to coaching, always not having the answer to everything, remaining.
You not only came back the next year, you were the comeback player of the year, you made the Pro Bowl. Everyone I talked to said you never complained, and you showed so much strength through it all. Where does that perseverance come from?
You know, I really had to dig deep down inside and lean on my faith. Eventually came out on the other side.
All right, well, congratulations. This is so exciting to have all the family members here, and we just wish you the best this weekend.
Thank you so much. Yes.
Great visit, Melissa. Thank you. Continue. This is their third drive. Field goals of the first two. Good field position after the missed field goal by Jacksonville, and from the 34-yard line, and it's Kenyon Drake, the other back. So Josh Jacobs and Kenyon Drake both in action here for Josh.
For when he was 32 years old.
Correct.
And I'll let a play run, and then I'll finish the story.
2nd and 9, and Mullins in the middle. It's caught. Good move, too, on the back end by Tyron Johnson inside the 10. Johnson takes
that other one going to be Mac Hollins. But they really have their eye on Tyron Johnson.
The 8-yard line. It is a toss to Amir Abdullah. Speed to the edge. And so much of what they did. Going in the Hall of Fame this weekend. Nathan Cottrell with the return for the Jaguars. He is down at the 20-yard line.
It's a short career because I got hurt. It's you never know. And the fact that the people make the decision debated it long and hard. And I've loved the game. I mean, being in the Hall of Fame for me is part of just being a little kid and a fan. Like today, I got to go talk to Jack Youngblood for 20 minutes. I was like, it's the greatest thing ever. I watched him with the Rams. And so, but football taught me about hard work and perseverance and mental toughness and depending on.
Angie had him record a video message. You just told me you were not able to watch it. This was months ago. They first showed it to you. You couldn't watch it. You first watched it in its entirety this morning.
Yeah, so this I want to do it. He was a proud man, and it did a 9-minute interview with him. And so Angie surprised me at the event in L.A. after the Super Bowl in February. Thank you. What's there? He said he's a great man, but not because he was great at football, but just because of who he is. And as a son, what else do you want? I mean, it's like, okay, Hall of Fame's amazing, but my dad just said that to me. And so I'm so thankful to my wife and good friends that put that together. And I miss
the thing, but the Raiders are coming out and looking pretty sharp here.
This is their fourth drive, scored in the first 3. Mullins' pass is complete. Gained about 7 yards on that first down toss.
Red zone, nobody can jam him off the line of scrimmage. And he and Derek Carr are best of friends, played together in college. And there is a chemistry between those two. Become a factor in that division that has been dominated by Kansas City for so long here.
3rd and 1 run for the rookie Zamir White.
4th down.
4th and inches, and Zamir White will get the first down. Good hard run for
where he lived in California, a factor. But definitely a factor was the uncertainty around Aaron Rodgers.
First down for the 44. Here's Zamir White. Terrific screen set up. White gains 19.
It is working right now for the Raiders as well. It looks good.
Their 3rd round pick, the rookie center, Dylan Parham, in there. It's a flag down as Jacob Hollister catches this one.
You know, he got the job at a really early age. I think Josh started like 23, something like that. So he's unafraid to take a few shots.
Mullins will throw it out here. Mac Hollins, a receiver who they were very interested in seeing. The veteran that should make the Jaguars fans feel better. Played a few more snaps.
Here we go with a little empty look. So Josh McDaniels doing exactly what he did in New England, throwing everything at this defense.
On 2nd and 16, Mullins directing traffic. An incomplete. Keelan Cole couldn't get around in the regular season. So
yeah, that's what they used to do at the Pro Bowl too, right before the fake punt hits you.
Mullins in trouble here, and he gets bowled over as the pressure was.
San Francisco plays there, ends up with 6.5 sacks. And they say, we'll take you back. So now he's back, and he's been productive so far in this one.
And Chris, he's the guy who said, I'm going to take it upon myself to be the veteran to build up this group of pass rushers. Touchback, successful career. The Patriots were 84-27 in the games he played. Jaguars back to it. Jake Luton's pass toward the sideline is incomplete.
What this really means to stand alongside some of the greats. You know, this honor is truly my legacy, and to be able to share that this weekend with so many family and friends. My kids are here, my wife, my mom, like so many people flow in town to support you. I could just go on. So I came in as the young guy, and I was very fortunate to be joining a veteran group, and they really taught me what it meant to be a pro. And like to come to a team that, even when you think about Robert Kraft, and when he bought the team, and that, like, he's the quarterback that had.
Belichick, when he was asked what makes you one word, everything. In fact, Belichick and Tom Brady both wrote letters endorsing you for the Hall of Fame, and Belichick said in it, we don't win those 3 Super Bowls without him, and Brady said he is the perfect Patriot.
Share the stories, and I'm just really like just sitting there like a kid, you know, in an ice cream store. So it's, you know, to say I'm honored, you know, it's an understatement.
It's on.
Showed during the course of his career led him to the Hall of Fame.
Jarrett Stidham came back in the game for this drive. His throw is out of honored this week.
Hey, let's throw Rodney Harrison out there as well,
sir.
right?
Yes, sir.
I mean, he was a cornerstone of all those teams, and it's there. Remind me a.
And everybody gets their replay procedures down. Word down from upstairs to the sideline. Throw the challenge flag. It's part of this first preseason game for 2 new coaching staffs as well, Chris. It's operational as well.
He wanted to get involved, and then it was a great opportunity by the guys upstairs to see that, right? That wasn't obvious, except to Terry.
2nd and 9 for Jarrett Stidham, and his pass is a complete one to Zamir White, this rookie out of Georgia. And I thought you hit it well, Chris. So
going to be, is he a good enough receiver to get in the game, or is he just the 1st and 2nd down back? Zamir Abdullah, but so far Zamir White's doing pretty well catching the football too.
3rd and 1 on a toss with some blocking. Puts his shoulder down and gets the first down.
Box in New England. So I'm just reporting the facts here. That's
right.
all I'm doing.
Willie Johnson, the return.
Congratulations and thanks for everything you've done for the NFL, for football officiating, and for the game itself.
Well said, Terry. Thanks for sharing that. Mekhi Sargent on the toss to start this first half, and a gain of a couple of.
And he took every call. Like, his family just couldn't believe that he would sit on the phone for a half an hour and explain these rules to fans who were mad at him. By the end, they're like, okay, Art, good talking to you. See you later.
Kyle Sloter, the quarterback. He dishes it off, and Mekhi Sargent takes it across the 35 to the
game, and he was a mess. He could barely walk on the field, and he said, yeah, I'm 28. How many more chances I'm going to get to win a championship? I'm out here, I'm playing. And but he was a pretty interesting tags and trying to make a football team.
And on 2nd and 9, Sloter with the delivery complete to the 42-yard line. That is Garrett Print.
Looks cool.
43, that inside throw is broken up. It's incomplete. Bryce Cosby.
51-49 proposition.
Right.
I'll bet you he won 65% of them that season, and it really carried through it. And in the Super Bowl,
yes,
Philly special, the 4th and 4, there were a lot of different things when they knocked off the Patriots. I think we'll see more of that in Jacksonville.
Logan Cook kicked it. DJ Turner let it go. Jacksonville area, so appropriate. The Jaguars are here, and Leroy Butler is going into the Hall of Fame this weekend as well. Zamir White the carry for a couple of yards.
You may make the Hall of Fame, and I start to think about it at that point. But for the most part, having great teammates really makes it a lot easier.
Inventor of one of the loved them. All right, you grew up, you had so many challenges as a child. You had club feet, you were pigeon-toed, you were bullied, you faced poverty, but there was one person through it all that encouraged you, told you you could be anything you wanted to be. Your mom, Eunice.
Yes.
Just talk, Kyle. Well, we know your mom's looking down on you tonight, and you told me you started writing your Hall of Fame acceptance speech 13 years ago in 2009 with your mom.
Yeah.
It was her advice. She wanted to do it?
Yeah, I said time I was a huge Cowboy fan. I wanted them to draft me, but they didn't. But the Packers saved my life and my career, giving an African American in the inner city in the projects. The entire neighborhood, Melissa, went crazy, and they're still going crazy now.
But
Leroy Butler is leaping into your kitchen again, but this time he's bringing his kids.
and as we throw it back, you're
Oh my gosh, I have so many great memories of interviewing Leroy Butler. And you know who loved him? Howie Long. Howie Long thought that he was one of the best pass rushers. That took it a little too seriously. He was willing to,
I was going to say, he found the right guy to tell that to,
throw
right?
it around a little bit, yeah.
Kyle Sloter's pass is incomplete here as a writer and then in public relations was so vital.
I think they need to make Leroy Butler the historian now.
That's right. Sloter is sacked. The good pressure from the Raiders inside. Kendall Crosby on one end, Chandler Jones on the other.
It's going to be insane. They've got linebackers that can fly. They've got a rock-solid secondary back there now.
Chandler Jones did not make the trip here. Logan Cook kicked it away, tried to get over team to the Super Bowl. The Rams were struggling 8 years out of winning season. Dick Vermeil gets there a couple years later, Super Bowl, and they win it all. Dick Vermeil going into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in this induction class.
Sometimes question whether I belong standing next to him, but it's a great feeling.
You were the head coach of 3 different teams. You went in and turned organizations around. There are 10 new NFL head coaches for teams.
To synchronize the thinking of a building, it's tougher today. I really think it is tougher. In the old days, if we weren't good enough, we could stay on the field and work long enough to get better.
Who did it better?
Well, I like the fact that Dennis Quaid actually used some of my conversation with Kurt, word for word. It added credibility to the movie. But both movies were very entertaining. Both movies.
Than that guy. But, all right, he's a nice guy, and we're going to start with that. People in practice. They practice harder when he got to a new team than anybody maybe in the history of the league. 3 in a short stint there. Initially, another 12, 13 years later, he comes back and takes the Rams on to the World Championship.
He was away for a while. Had a terrific broadcasting career going. Jumps back in and does that. Mekhi Sargent with the run there for the first down here. The Raiders win 3.
No, and maybe the most remarkable story, and we talk about Kurt Warner all the time, but I remember thinking about it from Dick Vermeil's standpoint. Trent Green goes down. He does the one they had on the field when they won the Super Bowl together. It's what the Hall of Fame weekend is all about. Those special relationships and special moments.
Here's Sargent, the second year back out of Iowa. He's run hard here in this second half. He gets a first down. Vermeil was, of course, spent as much as any team in an offseason.
Sure did.
To try to turn this baby around.
And I'm telling you, we haven't seen any of them. When you turn on the television on opening day and you see Christian Kirk, who is going to be the deep threat,
especially the quarterback in Trevor Lawrence.
Well, and Trevor Lawrence is the key. Doesn't matter what all that other stuff is. Trevor Lawrence has to be what everybody thought he was, which is a generational quarterback. He has to be the Peyton Manning, the Tom Brady. And if he is, he has enough pieces around him. And admittedly, it hasn't been sharp out here tonight, but it hasn't been with the guys who are going to be playing on opening day.
2nd and 20, and that is
internal strife that went along with everything. But the biggest problem I thought they had, Mike, and going back and being able to watch them during the course of the offseason, because we didn't do one of their games.
NBC and Peacock from Memphis next week. This is Elliott Fry in 4 days in camp. And
the third quarter, we just had a penalty on a potential punt return for a touchdown, so we just got to eliminate the mistakes.
You're back on the sidelines after taking a year off. Does it
interesting, time, but also didn't run to the TV at noon Central every Sunday to watch every game that was going on in the league?
No, I think he admittedly wanted a little time off, and he had a lot of things going on. Unfortunately, he lost his brother, but he also had a wedding and a grand.
All of them are ready, and they feel really good about the connection with the team from Duval County.
I mean, I knew once he interviewed in Jacksonville, he was going to get the job. How do you not take the guy who won the Super Bowl 3 years before he had one bad year? And, who cares?
They enjoyed playing a lot of golf. No golf time now, right?
No,
season's underway.
That's done.
Slaughter on the run, throwing across the field. It's always dangerous, and it's incomplete. Sneaking into Lawan Winningham out of center.
Who's this center? This guy's pretty good. And so there's just a lot there right now for Jacksonville. We just haven't seen it.
They turn the job over to the third-round pick. That pass was complete, but shy of the first down as Winningham held on to the slow. Same rules you saw last year in the regular season apply again. There was no just a few seconds away from the championship game. A botch snap here, scooped up by the running back, and that is not how you want to convert for Tampa and Dallas. What a game that will be for Sunday week 1. Yeah. That's the way you'll start your Sunday nights for 18 weeks in a row. That's Chase Garbers at quarterback. And the rookie free agent
and Derek Carr and Devontae Adams and Hunter Renfrow and all those guys get that kind of time.
Tackle.
No question. They have to get the right tackle position figured out. There are probably 4 people over there that are very much in the mix for that. But once they get that one figured out, I think it'll. So this is a football team that and one of the big things, we're just setting them up now to be able to help at the right tackle position if they need it, a chip, a tight end, whatever it might be. But this is a much better looking pass protecting team.
3rd and 9, and the underneath throw. This is 3 times that Garbers has gone to the guy he knows best, Jordan Beasley, both in Denver, where they really needed to add a quarterback as Austin Walter carries there. And then obviously you have the Chargers, and we know with Justin Herbert, those divisions meet up all year.
All right, but let's think about what happened a season ago, right? The Cincinnati Bengals come out as a 4 seed. They go to the Super Bowl.
Out of the tough division in the AFC, the North.
The tough division, the North. In the NFC, you have 2 teams out of the NFC West, battle-tested and ready for playoff football. And I think that's what we're going to see again, that team that comes out of the West is going to be the team to beat.
3rd and 6, Austin Walter in his 3rd year at a right, that you don't have anything left. But you were on the other side of that now.
The 2 teams that were the number 1 seeds last year, they both got knocked out in the first round, and arguably they had the easier of the divisions.
Chase Garbers, 4th down, slings it, good-looking throw, complete. Jesper Horsted, the tight end.
Sidearm flip, really a pretty play.
34 starts in his 5 years for Garbers at Cal. The pitch there, and Austin Walter finds his way to the end zone. Talk. Reggie's right behind him saying, "You tell him, coach. Tell him. Tell him. You're right.
Just like that, too.
Drill is the running back. Kyle Slaughter, the quarterback, again here for the Jaguars. That pass is vice president in charge of broadcasting, is also in charge of putting together the schedule. He has been a friend to so many of us in the industry over many, many years, and it's so great to see him honored for his
of your wardrobe coming out.
Well, you know me way too well. Way too well.
His Slaughter pass is incomplete.
It's all just so perfect, and the NFL has really benefited by the right leadership as coverages expand. Blessed by having a great team led by Michael North that we work together to put the schedule and it's a great sure that what you do is fair and equitable across all 32 teams, and at the same time you need to make sure that we treat all of our television. He'd sit there and eat pistachio nuts, and every once in a while he'd put something up on the board. And the reality was they started building the schedule from week 1, and the first and at some point you say, I think this is playable.
And it's usually right. And it plays out that way, flex and all the other things. Thanks, Howard.
Thank you.
We look forward to seeing you honored at the dinner tomorrow night. Here's a first down, terrific run up the sideline for Nathan Cottrill of the Jaguars.
Start the NFL. Got to hear the speeches the night before, but hey, everything's a little bit different. And but it keeps improving, and the presentation. They used to do it on the steps.
Yeah,
in front of the Hall of Fame.
Here a bunch of years out in the parking lot, hosting the show on the steps. Raquel Armstead couldn't.
Yes, and all that. So being able to play together now, and we're all the work was going towards the same cause is pretty cool.
Yeah, and Coach McDaniel said it takes you guys about 5 seconds to communicate. And
in the days, it's not just going to happen because we dreamt of it or, any of that cute stuff. So at the end of the day.
All right, well, you did come, and you said it was very hard to leave Green Bay. It's the longest you've been on a team. But we have to.
Kind of had it in my face. I said it's a pretty good feeling to be here now.
All right, and your brother David was texting me during that lightning delay and said that you told him it was lit in the locker room. You guys were firing up all the
young guys would come out and play really hard, and they've played some really good football. So it's been fun to watch, especially for.
But you're at the top of your game, and you get your best pal from college, the guy who threw you the ball, flag down here.
Backfield. So yeah, we've got some great pass rushers in that AFC West division. These guys are both like phenomenal athletes, and so they have like slam dunk competitions. And apparently
Devontae, those guys are too tight. He's not giving that up.
Hey, you know, wide receivers and quarterbacks get mad at each other during the year.
Sloter's throw is a touchdown. Next game. And then who knows, right? Try the inside run. And folks in that Hall of Fame, and it is spread to include the people who make a difference in this game. Big run for Austin Walter, the touchdown earlier. And he takes. Mike Shanahan was the man who Josh McDaniels replaced when he became the Broncos head coach. And you remember Chris